just quick thoughts on the rest of the show. One thing was we had Trish Stratus backstage, a little promo talking about why Becky wasn't there. Allegedly, Becky is dealing with like a foot injury, so that's apparently why she's not there. But Trish was just there to further their feud, which seemingly does not have an end in sight at this point, which we kind of had talked about that maybe they were going to be pushing this out. But I do find it interesting that this is another one of those big feuds that's going on right now that is one-sided. Kind of like Cody. Like Cody's feud with Brock Lesnar is Cody talking to Brock Lesnar in a camera. Brock came out, beat his ass, wasn't there for the next week, came out the next week looking like The Undertaker circa 1992, stood there, laughed, and left, and then he's still not there the following week. He's going to be here next week, but he has to be because it's a go-home show. But I just thought it was funny that this is just like, you know, he's feuding with himself, similarly to how he was like feuding with Paul Heyman leading up to his match at Mania. And obviously this is out of Trish's hands, but she's feuding with Becky when Becky's not there. And apparently they don't have plans to use Lita for the foreseeable future. So LWO got new music.
I have thoughts on this. I loved it.
Me too.
When I heard Viva La Raza hit, I went like, what?
I know.
So excited.
I loved that, and it seemed like the reception was positive. I loved it. I think the music is so much better. The direction that they've taken Legado del Fantasma, A++, like the amount of LWO shirts in the audience was incredible.
Mine's coming on Saturday.
I know, but I mean, even at the show, there was a ton of them. So whoever thought about this, I've said before, kudos to you.
Brilliant.
Great move.
And people forget Eddie Guerrero is the OG creator of the LWO.
Yeah, so it makes sense.
So for them to bring it back and then have Ray lead it, I don't care what Kerwin White has to say about Rey Mysterio. Okay, that's travel. Yeah, there it is. You got it last second.
I got it
at the buzzer.
Well, what
it's annoying. Like, sorry, but he's putting a good name to Eddie, and there's not one person I feel like in the wrestling world that thinks negatively of Eddie Guerrero. They think only praise, and obviously his best friend of Rey Mysterio. Like, it's so like, dude, find another slant or touch grass, because you're really just so inept with the situation.
We'll had Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, Bronson Reed. Austin Theory's new shirt, very reminiscent of Cena's HLR shirt that was black with red, white, and blue. I think that was intentional.
And I hate that it's ATL and it's Austin Theory Live. Fuck you.
I think that they could have gone at different colors. Like, I get it, you're United States champion, but like, I don't get it. I did love his line to Lashley though, and Lashley was like, "Oh, like I requested this match. Like I'm good at requesting matches. Like I get what I want." And Theory was like, "If you're so good at requesting matches, where was your match at WrestleMania?" And I was like, "Oh, brother, he got you there." And then I love how Bronson just keeps appearing out of nowhere. Lashley's in a match, and then all of a sudden this giant man just shows up out of nowhere. And I'm like, how does he show up out of nowhere when he's as large as he is? Like, this is not a man that should be able to just sneak by people and be like, "Oh, here I am." Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. Okay. Then we had the Alpha Academy and Maximum Male Models. They're continuing to do their whole thing. Maxine was like, "Don't worry, Otis, you're going where I am in the draft."
This is my favorite thing.
And then we had Gable lost his match. And Otis and Maxine were not happy. So I wonder, do you think they're going to split up Alpha Academy from where Maximum Male Models go in the draft?
Oh, no. No, because they're
going to the same?
Yeah, they're too connected. They got a good thing going. They got a really good thing going that you can really... We'll slow roast this.
And we had also Seth Rollins come face-to-face finally with Omos after their match was randomly made and people didn't understand why. The crowd was insanely loud for Seth. And as we said earlier, he hyped up the new title really well. And then Omos comes out and MVP lets him know, hey, like, we are the ones that requested this match against you because you were so accomplished and beating you would be a huge deal for Omos's career. And then Seth was like, blah 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 blah, you know, going into his all Sethy thing, and then he's like, Omos is a once in a generation talent because he was born that way, but I am a once in a generation talent because I made myself that way. And I was like, yes, honey, and your cheetah print jumpsuit with an open back,
the fuck that
with an
was.
open keyhole back. Then he's going to take down Omos at Backlash, and then when Omos awakes from his 3-hour nap, it was very specific, 3-hour nap, the arena would still be singing Seth's song.
Oh, I think they're gonna put on a very
good
I'm gonna go quality match with what they're giving.
And I love that they were also still pushing the dysfunction within Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Matt Riddle. They go to the back, and Matt Riddle is going into some long spiel about whatever he talks about. And Kevin Owens was visibly hurting.
I felt this on a spiritual level.
This was me. That would be me if I had to sit there and listen to Matt Riddle speak. Because Kevin gets pissed that he was, first of all, in the back stuck with Riddle for so long, and asks him where he was. And then he gets mad when Sami said that he had been talking to the Usos again. And an interesting aspect to that was the ending with Matt Riddle was like, I don't know what you're going through, bro. And I didn't even think about it either. Like, Sammy's face was me. Like, we'd be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I was like, did he say, like, maybe he says I was also thrown off by this.
Yeah, so I liked how he's like, when I was paired up with my friend, my bro, Randy Orton, everyone always said that he was going to turn on me, but he didn't because we're bros. And Kevin won't do that because you guys are bros. So don't even worry about it. And then Sami was like, thank you, bro. And he was like, anytime, and just walks away. And it's like,
I thought that was a really nice moment.
See, like, this is what I mean.
Really nice
I don't enjoy Matt Riddle, but
clearly
I appreciate this more serious direction that they are going in, because I've said it for months that they needed to do this with him, because this over the top 420 bro gimmick was not going to last that long, because people are going to get tired of it. Not to mention, I'm sure Riddle would get tired of it. I mean, are you tired of riding on a scooter and, you know, jumping with your flip-flops and, like, rainbow llamas on the screen? Like, come on. Like, and then the last little piece I want to talk about was Cody Rhodes versus Finn Balor. Obviously, Cody starts the show and doing his typical thing, which I have to say, Cody is like, you can just tell he's still not used to having this warm reception every single week. Like, you can tell when it's somebody who gets that, who's had that type of reaction from fans for a really long time, that it doesn't really faze them anymore. But you can tell that Cody is, like, genuinely thankful and appreciative, and it actually, like, touches him every single week. Like, he's not become jaded by it yet, if that makes any sense.
No, yeah.
And I think that's really cool. And, you know, I even saw someone say that it feels like they're going to be pushing him to be like this generation's John Cena. And I could totally see that, because he's so over with the fans and doesn't have to try. He doesn't have to do literally anything. And I think that's what worked against him in AEW. The biggest reason is because he was so involved in the backstage stuff and, like, the creation of the show, of the brand, of the product, of the talent, that a lot of fans took issue with that, and they held it against him. And that was why a lot of the time, I can't speak to everything, obviously. I'm just saying, I think that's something that hurt him in the long run. And that was something that he didn't anticipate. And that's why I think it wasn't difficult for him necessarily to step down, because he wanted to be in this position that he's in WWE. And he's finally there, but it's, like, still surreal to him, it feels.
It's insane how each and every week the woe gets louder and louder.
Last night, though, they were singing the entire song. Watch it back. You can hear them singing it, at least up until the first woe. I stopped paying attention because after that. But you can hear them singing every single word up until that. The match was great. I mean,
it's always great to see Finn Balor versus Cody Rhodes on Monday Night Raw, and it be a banger after banger After banger.
After banger. After banger. After banger. After.
Oh yeah, baby.
Bang.